Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing a quick overview of the Arrma Granite 4x4 550 Mega. And this is a ready to run unit. So essentially you just plug in batteries, charge them up, and get ready to go. I'm just going to point out some of the key features that are actually on this box and some of the updates that have come with this unit. I know that there's been quite a few updates to it, so I'm going to get to the chase and show you what's there. Alright guys, so let's cut to the chase. Right off the bat, what caught my eye is just for this size of truck, and it's not a real powerful motor, but it's a decent motor. I would say that 30 miles an hour, I don't know if it's capable of doing it with the battery it comes with, but I would say it's pretty close to it. I don't have a GPS tracker or nothing like that, so I haven't been able to do a speed test. Right now, for the most part, I've just kind of unboxed it and put it to bashing. And it's been a fun little toy, man. I definitely would recommend it, but so far I do have one complaint, but I'll get to that in just a little while. So again, as I was mentioning, this is a ready to run unit. It does come with a battery and a charger. So what you've got here, some of the newer products that it come with is Spectrum's 2.4 gigahertz 3-channel transmitter and receiver. So some of the things is that they've updated on is a faster response. They've got the foam wheel, which is this here on your grip. Nice, comfortable, improved grip. So it definitely, the ergonomics of the controller do feel good for sure. The two-way thumb switch and 3rd channel. I really haven't messed with that too much, and that button there. And you are able to do a 50%, 75, and full throttle adjustment on your, I guess, run power to your unit. And then the throttle is progressional, so you also do have brakes on the throttle, or I guess your controller. And then of course reverse. So then here you have Spectrum's servo. According to this, they've got 20% more torque, but unfortunately they're still made with plastic gears. So I can already tell you that this is probably one of the first upgrades that you'll want to do immediately. The brush motor, this is a 12-turn 550. Decent motor, nice powerful motor for this truck. Makes this little truck get up and go. I think if you were to get this LiPo pack, I think it would definitely wake it up. I've seen some other videos, and definitely those LiPo packs on these little trucks here make them scream. So it does come with the Dynamite's 3300 mega amp hour battery. This is an 8.47 cell 2-hump nickel metal battery. And it says 35% more time, and they're comparing this to a 2400 mega amp hour battery, which the old unit used to come with. And it does come with the charger. And I will say that this charger needs to go straight to the trash, and you need to buy a fast charger, because the initial charge time is about 8 to 10 hours. That's a long time. So if you were to buy a fast charger, you can probably end up charging in about an hour and a half or so. And then also too, it'd be a better idea if you plan to convert to LiPo or run nickel metal and LiPos, just to buy a charger that can charge both types of battery, which is this one here. And this is one of the upgraded packs that is able to come with and sold at the hobby store in my area. And this is Spectrum's 5000 mega amp hour battery. This is the 2S LiPo battery. All right guys, so some of the other additional features that they have here listed on the side is they've included the steering clearance in this area. Previously, I think there was a complaint where there was a bunch of debris getting stuck in between where the servo connects into here. So it was having a bunch of issues with binding up and whatnot. So I think that was the reason for the upgrade. They have added metal plates to the front and the rear. So that definitely stiffens things up and gives it a good mounting point. And again, this is where the motor disconnects. As you can see here in the illustration, that they've made it easier accessible for removing the differential, working on your unit. The ease of taking out the whole motor itself if needed be. I mean, it's just simple as pulling this drive shaft back and up and out, and then just this has one clip and one screw up under the unit. And then the ESC, easily accessible as well. It's probably only got 2 screws there. And these are foam filled and vented tires. You get some water in them, can drain out. I like that. So this here says that it's ready to be, I guess, able to accept a brushless motor. The input shaft has been converted to a metal. I know that this was plastic at one point, and that there was an issue when guys were upgrading these units to brushless, that they were having shearing these off. This is, you know, I think what they had, a 48 tooth maybe before. I'm not real sure, don't quote me, but now they have a 37 and a 13 gear. So these are castellated slipper pad with a sliding gear mesh. And, you know, obviously you can change out the tooth and the pinion if you ever chose to in the future, but, you know, I wouldn't do that until I went brushless. And, you know, I think it'd probably make the unit run too hot as is. But let me get to showing you the truck, and I'll show you the construction, give you a little bit of features of what I like, and just kind of give you my opinion about it. All right, guys, so here's what comes in the box. Your supplied controller, charger, battery, and then some extra parts and pieces and a couple of tools in case I need to do some maintenance. So this is an additional battery that I bought with the unit. This is your standard pack. This one gives me probably about 15 minutes of runtime at 100%, 20 minutes at 50%. This one here gives me about 10 minutes at 100%, and then 15 minutes at 50%. So definitely makes a difference in more or less 5 minutes in the extra 300 mega amps. So for sure, I would like to get the 5000, and I do plan to upgrade to the lithium or to the LiPo batteries, the 2S. I do have a upgraded charger coming, and I will do a review over the charger that I do get, and I will show you also. That way, if it's recommendable, I'll let y'all know. If it's not, then I won't even do the video. I've heard good things about it, but we'll see when it gets here. So, of course, here's your truck. Nice looking rig. Beefy little truck for sure. Mean little stance. Nice little wheels. So as you can see, some of the plastics, mostly painted, some stickers here and there. It's decent quality. It's you know, I let my boys drive it around, and you know, I let them run it at 50%, and they're 4 and 5, so you know, they're not going to be the best drivers, and that's pretty fast for them. So they did wreck it quite a bit, and the only damage that, you know, was apparent was pretty much, well, it was serious damage, was just this here, and it just made a gash, but my boy ran into the barbecue pit, so it was a pretty solid hit for sure. But everything else on the truck has withstood the beating that it's taken, you know. Look at some of the videos that I've uploaded, and you can see that we've jumped this thing, you know, at least, you know, 3-4 foot in the air, and launched it. So it has taken a beating, and you know, been ran into things, and it's definitely stood up to the test for sure against boys, toddler boys. So here's a nice little feature that I like, which is these tethered clips on tethered units to the retainer clips. I like that because these always get lost for sure. So I'm not going to get real technical as far as anything on here. I'm just going to show you the basics of it. Just kind of a quick overview, I guess. So here you have your strut tower, and everything on here is going to be made out of some rigid plastic. Not anything here is metal. The only thing in the be metal is pretty much going to be some, you know, small parts, you know, maybe bearings and these little U-joints and some of the input shaft and some of the gearing in there is, you know, but 90% of it is going to be plastics. And, you know, unfortunately there's plastic, but it's pretty strong plastic for sure. So as you can see here, these upper control arms, they do have a swivel on them, so it helps give a little bit more movement. These tie rod ends, they are fixed, but they do have a swivel on them, so when it takes a hit, they rebound and they flex and they move in the way that they should. Now these drive shafts here, they got these little metal U-joints, as I pointed out a while ago, and these half shafts, they move perfect with everything else in there. The hub and everything else is made out of some pretty thick plastic, and it's reinforced there. I'm not sure if you can pick it up in the video, but it's reinforced all through there. Reinforced lower control arms. And then so you have the skid plate that is thicker through your bottom differential and thicker through your rear differential, and then the bottom of the case, it's just going to be your standard plastic that runs through the whole shell of this right here. And there is some reinforcement in the shell. Right here in the back portion of it, there's this hexagonal webbing for structural strength, and then they also have it running through the backbone, or through the middle rib of it, I guess you would say, to stiffen up the middle of it. But I mean, it's definitely a nice little truck. I mean, check out the rear. You know, you got some bigger shocks here in the back, and you got the basic setup as you did in the front here, the fixed control arm, of course, and then the pretty beefy lower control arm. Pretty nice. So the only gripe that I do have right now is that this servo, pretty powerful servo, but is not made for bashing or jumping. If you're gonna land straight, then it's perfect, but if you know, it's not always planned to land straight, you know, especially when taking, you know, when there is a learning curve and things like that. So I actually did jump it wrong, and it landed wrong, and so it sheared the gears inside of this servo. You know, it was kind of good, I guess, because maybe it could have broken something else had it not given away here first. But I am going to do the upgrade anyways to the metal gearing system and the waterproof unit in the next upcoming days. Just waiting on the part, so I'll make a video for that when I get it. So here you've got the ESC, and it's just got cooling fins on it just to dissipate some heat. Here's your on and off switch. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but this little unit here does accept LiPo and nickel metal batteries. So essentially you would just swap these pins here, and that would give you the opportunity to run either or battery. So then here's the powerhouse of this little unit here, the 12-turn 550 motor. So as you can see here, this drive shaft has a spring loaded, so removal of it, essentially you just pull this back on the grip and it retracts up to here, and then you would just pull up and out, and that would give you removal of the drive shaft. And then you could be able to remove this this little, I guess, support here, remove one screw up under the unit, and then you'd be able to just pull the motor apart for, you know, repairs on your gearing system or changing opinions or whatever kind of maintenance you want to do to it. And then of course for access to your differential. So decent little truck for sure. I would say that overall my rating out of this truck is probably a 4 out of 5, and just because I knew that this was going to need to be replaced, but I just didn't expect it to be replaced that quick. So either way, not a bad little deal. I knew it was coming, so I'm not too disappointed. But if you're an advanced beginner, I would say that this is probably a perfect truck for you. And I would say it's definitely worth the money for sure. If you're going to get something cheaper, you're going to hate it, and then you're going to grow out of it. It's going to grow old. And so why not just invest into something that you can be able to grow with and be able to, upgrade and make a little bit better to a certain extent. Obviously, once you get to, a higher grade level of RC, then, there's only so much you can do to these versus something that costs a little bit more, but they're fully customizable as far as, more than this, or better parts, bigger parts, so and such. So anyways, stay tuned for more videos, guys. I'll be uploading more content here in the near future. Check out videos for we have some bashing of this truck already, just right here at our house, and we're probably gonna end up taking it somewhere where we can do a little bit more damage to it. We're more of an open field, somewhere where it's got a little bit bigger rut so you can see it jump, take a little bit more of an off-road beating. So stay tuned, guys. Like and subscribe, and we hope to see you on next video.